I'm sitting in those dressing rooms.
When did you see that? And it was done in Alabama. When did you see that Piper and the coconut? That was a really main deal. That's when Hulk was doing his Hulkamania thing. When you had that, because before Hulk, Snuka was the guy there.
Oh yeah.
Before we went kind of, he was our mentor too. he bought his own. He got me screwed up on that stupid ass. I never did it. The Chew and the Copenhagen, and he kept on me, and he drove it. He was driving with the main eventers, the Buddy Rose and all that. And he goes, no, tonight I drive with the brothers in the ring truck. So he drove in the ring truck, and I was in the middle. And he goes, you're not a man and try to Copenhagen. I said, I don't like that stuff, Jimmy. I really don't. No, he kept on. I said, okay, I'll try a little bit. He goes, no, let me do it. He filled me up and bottom and lip. And for like the first 4 or 5 minutes, I felt really good. He was sitting there and I was throwing punches in front of his face. Like, ooh, you're so tough. Ooh, and he didn't say nothing to me. He was just sitting there smiling. All of a sudden, by 5 minutes, oh my God, green, blue. How do you feel now, brother? And right when I was going to puke, he let me have air. Oh, that went on for like 45 minutes. Then he stayed at our house underneath Brad's. We having that interviews at 9 in the morning. And I said, I'm not waking him up. You wake him up. So he goes, I'm not waking up because we're from Allentown. We were through we knew what happened there and all that stuff. So we got him there at 11 o'clock. We're running in the interview and there's Greg Garnett. And he starts just ripping us a new one. And we're supposed to be at 9 o'clock. I said, he can wake up. What are we supposed to do? Jimmy comes in about 5 minutes later. He was out in bed. But first, before we even left there, he goes, I got it good. He rolled a big Pacaloa, came from Hawaii, a nice, good joint. Me and Sang was stoned. We're getting that stone. All of a sudden, Jimmy comes in, just looks at Greg and goes, lovely, brother. And Greg goes, hi, Jimmy. And then just lets him walk in there and we start keeping bitch shots. But that's the only time I really ever understood Jimmy's interviews. When he stood there, me and Sang were going, that's a great interview. Then when we were straight and we saw it back, we went, what the hell was he talking about?
He did that one time when he said that me and Taz were. Taz was still doing the Tasmaniac. And they start this promo. It's supposed to be 2 minute, 90-second, 2 minute. Taz hasn't said anything. He's making every different kind of face you can in there. And he finally runs out. And Jimmy's going on and just telling the story. It's going and going. And Paulie's going, no. And he's talking about on the island, there was a volcano, and it's going on. Meanwhile, I'm watching the floor. The guy's pouring water in there and stuff. And I hear wires and stuff everywhere, electric wires. And I see this water just inching closer and closer and closer. And I'm wondering, and then, brother, we get into canoes. And first, there were no canoes. On the island, there were no canoes. And then there was a volcano. We got in the canoes, and I went, stop. I said, you just said there were no canoes on the damned island. Now there's canoes. But the reason I did that was because the water was coming from the It's too much. Oh, yeah. So, and if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But I think the fans, we hear so many, there's a lot of rumor, scuttlebutt that gets out there. So many you hear Shane Douglas died. Oh my gosh, Shane Douglas died? Yeah. Thank God Shane Douglas died. Bring something on your health. We spoke a few minutes about it before. I just been through just so much stuff. Just besides the injuries from wrestling and just the way we partied and lived our life and everything's catching up with me. Diabetes and you got blood pressure. Like I say, they take more pills now that don't even get you buzzed or anything, but it's all for living. And my liver's already shot, so I gotta watch. So I'm not supposed to drink, but now I have a beer every now and then. I told my doctor that, and he goes, I saved your life 4 times already. And then I said, well, doc, I'm a pro wrestler. You might have to make it 5 or 6. I mean, but it's hard to break old habits. But I've been doing pretty good. I drink a couple beers every now and again. And, that happens. But I watch what I eat now, and
I'm trying to watch you watch everything. You're getting older, and you got to. You try to stay healthy, you know. But you know, I was in our rehabs are in nursing homes, so you're in with the old people, and then they drop me into one. I broke my collarbone there and busted my head open, and then they were really kissing my butt because they were thinking, hey, you know, this guy's got it on us. Well, then I started sticking up for a lot of the older people because some of the older people don't even have people coming in to see them. And you're sitting here, oh man, it's just horrible. Put it that way. I was in there for two and a half months, and the way they treat people, and I could at least speak up. But it's like, Jesus Christmas, you know, what the hell? What did I do to deserve all this crap? And it didn't happen once, it happened a couple times because they had to get a knee replacement then, and just one thing after another. So I'm trying to watch these days. You know, I turned 60, and you know, I mean, I'll never forget Piper did that interview on HBO, and I think he got fired for it when he said that, you know, on HBO, he said, you know, I did say true and all, second all, but purpose and how'd you do? How long did you do that for Roddy? 25 years. You did that 25 years, and then he even tells them, let's fix facts, guys. I'm not going to make 65. And he didn't. He lived to 60. You know what I mean?
I was so shocked when I heard that news. I was at the podium in Chicago, setting my table up.
And we were doing something too. And then Luke told me, you know.
And Colton had called me. Well, I was setting my table up, so I called him a few minutes, so I called back about 15, 20 minutes later. And I know you and my dad were close. I just wanted to tell you, he passed away. I went, what? Because 2 weeks earlier, Roddy and I had gone out, and I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to do this. I had never worked with Roddy, but we recorded some stuff that was going to launch the Las Vegas company. And it was a PR thing, and we're both sitting there, and he keeps wanting, and I say something, you know, he's talking about his son, talking about his son, talking about his son. And I finally turn heel on him. I'm sick and tired of hearing about your son. His son's done nothing, right? He gets up, and just, if you watch that clip, I'm sure you can find it online. You can see me, I'm waiting for like when he's going to do this, right? It's going to be 10 minutes from now, it's going to be this. But when he gets up, don't even look at me. Just keep your eyes on Roddy. There's nothing he's doing there, whether it's how slowly he picked the cup up, but when he throws it, it looks 1,000,000% real. I mean, it was just like, he's like, cut Shane Douglas on that side and watch Roddy, and you're going to get a great clip. But while we were out doing all that in California, we were shooting in a building that we had rented, and we had shot some stuff earlier, but I had to go back to get the belt at the hotel, and I came back. They were shooting something else. So I asked the director, GT, Glenn Thomas, where's Roddy? Anyway, so I walk across, and we're the only people in the building. We've rented the whole building. The men's room's dark. So I walk in, open the door. I don't see him here. Okay, maybe we'll back a different way. So I go walking back out. As I do, I see a tiny bit of a light. So I look, there's light on the women's room. So I go to, it's locked. So I just go away. Well, Roddy and Shane, and at first I'm thinking, is he doing something in here? Like I didn't think he did it anymore, you know? And he was pacing back and forth like something was really bothering him. And he came over and he said, put his hand like, Shane, I'm really proud of what you're doing here. I said, Roddy, it wouldn't happen if you weren't. And he squeezed, no, listen to me, please. I'm proud of what you're doing here. And I want you to promise me you'll take care of my boy. I said, Roddy, squeeze, sorry, promise me. I said, done, don't worry. That was the last conversation I had with Roddy, and 2 weeks later, but he had slimmed down. His color was good. Everything was great.
Yeah, he was back. He was cancer free.
Yep.
All that stuff. And it's just crazy.
Yeah, it really is. But you know, in hindsight, I mean, he died way too young. When the time comes,
that's why I told that James. I said, well, I went to Wyndham Bray Wyatt's funeral because Mike was such a close friend of ours, and I've known him since he was a little baby. You know? And then I saw everybody there, and I didn't go afterward. I didn't want to go to the thing afterward, but I wanted to make sure I talked to Mike there, and I did. Got to talk to him, and then he said, I'll be back out. And but all that did is just brought back all the memories of all our buddies, because I started in 1994, I think, or 95, decided to put my date on because all of our guys were dying, so I never knew what I was going to do. And I'm still doing it today. I still put 2023 on, but I was doing it back in the 90s because all of our guys, every year we were losing 2 or 3 guys at 39, 37, 40, Rick Rude, perfect talk, Davey Boy, Eddie, I mean, you name it. They were just,
Chris, Tammy.
Oh, I know, all of them.
McCauley and Anthony Durante, Teddy, Johnny.
Oh my God.
Did you, there was a point at that time when it was.
I went to Piper's deal. That was a joke thing. Yeah, because, did you go to that film?
I was on the road.
He was making a movie, you know.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they put it on. So it was weird because he's talking about his life and now he's passed away, but it was interesting. He's sitting at a movie thing and he's talking about it.
Almost
and, and it was almost 30-some minutes long. We watched that whole thing, you know. Rick went up and talked, but the end was when the guy played Old Daddy Boy in the bagpipes. Everybody was tears in their eyes and everything.
I cried telling you bagpipes.
Yeah, but Roddy was a good mentor and a good friend of ours forever, man. I mean, he was, and I'm proud of Teal doing what she's doing, you know.
Yeah.
So
for the fans that only know him as Roddy Piper,
here's my best family man.
Incredible. On the set of Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies, crazy movie we did with Hacksaw and Roddy.
Yeah.
I had never done a movie, so I'm thinking, I thought Roddy was great and they lived. So I'm really watching him. And then I told him, you mind if I watch and pay attention? And before every scene, it didn't matter if it was a 2-second scene or a 20-minute scene, Roddy would go off on some distant place, not out of sight, see him, he'd look around, and then he'd just sort of stop. This moment, he's doing his thing, and then he comes back last.
How he's gonna act.
What are you doing? He goes, well, we're thinking different ways that I can do this, and we'll try it this way, we'll try it that way, and it popped in my head, Brian. I thought, here we are 30 years later at that time, and I'm still learning from Roddy Piper.
Yeah. Well, you're always. You know what they used to say to us? You never stop learning.
No.
In this business, ever.
No.
There's always something new.
You can't master it all.
No, and there's always something new that pops up. You go, that's a first.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's,
or when you get ripped off. I didn't know that was still happening. That's what these stupid promoters say. Yeah. I just heard Tito put something out, and I said, that just happened to me. So I'm like, who would rest with Tito? It's the nicest guy in the world, and the guy screws him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been like that lately. You know, that's what's wrong with it. Everybody felt in our business, a lot of guys think they're Vince McMahon and you're not. It takes a lot to be a promoter. And for a promoter just off Facebook ain't gonna get it. You gotta go out there and spend some money.
Oh, sure.
You gotta be on the radio, you gotta do, the thing. You've been in it. You tried all the, you've been like me, trying all the avenues. You know, we did the XWF thing, we did this, we did that. You did yours, So you're just like me, you know.
That's
what Pennsylvania thing is. We just keep going, you know.
It ain't for the faint of heart.
No.
You gotta really be committed.
Yeah.
In those
and it's stressful as hell too.
Really?
Yeah.